Is the rising cost of pet medication making you feel like you have to choose between your pet's health and your wallet? You're not alone. Too often, loving pet parents like you face the choice between cutting back actually on essential treatment simply because of the sky-high cost of pet medications, but it doesn't have to be that way. I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex. I've been a vet since 2006, which is a long time every time I say that. And in this video, I'm going to share 5 powerful tips to help you save hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year, while at the same time allowing you to give your pet any and every medication that they need. From finding affordable alternatives to actually secret tricks that most vets and most pet parents don't know about. So let's dive in and uncover these money-saving strategies. And the first is actually to ask if there is a cheaper version of the same medication that you could give instead. Many drugs, they do have generics, or there are competitors, and they're produced by different manufacturers that may be cheaper. Unfortunately, in the pet med space, the difference between the kind of the name brand and the generic is actually not as great as it is with human generics, but it's definitely worth asking that question. The second thing that you can do is for long-term medication, actually just ask for as much to be dispensed as your vet will allow you to have. That will cut down on additional dispensing and handling fees that are generally added every time a medication is dispensed. For different drugs, this amount is going to be different. There's certain legislation which means, for example, where I am, phenobarbital, a very common popular anti-seizure medication that does a wonderful job, I'm only legally allowed to dispense 1 month at a time. Whereas for a general painkiller, for example, or maybe a dog with heart failure on different medications, I could potentially give a 6-month supply of those medications in one go, so long as everything is nice and well controlled. And I'm happy that that animal doesn't need to be seen in that period of time. The next step then is to ask for a written prescription. Now, there will be an additional cost for this, but in many cases, in the vast majority of cases, the cost saving from this drug purchase will still make this a significantly cheaper option. Now, you do need to check any online pharmacy is accredited to make sure that they are legitimate. There are definitely cases of bogus pharmacies popping up and selling drugs, in inverted commas, very cheap, but that drug is certainly not reliable. It may and very little of the active ingredient. There are various schemes, and that's going to depend on where you are in the world, that can certify that the pharmacy is legitimate to make sure that you're not getting useless or even potentially dangerous counterfeit drugs. And then here's something that a lot of people don't know, vets included, is that you can ask for the prescription to be the active ingredient rather than the specific drug name. And that is then going to allow you to shop around for the cheapest version available rather than being stuck with that one name brand and trying to cost compare between that brand alone. Now, some online pharmacies, they don't like that and they won't accept a prescription in the active ingredient rather than that brand's trade name. But most do, and it's definitely something that's worth asking for if you're prepared to do a little bit of legwork to shop around. And then if your pet needs a medication that's actually available in a human form just over the counter, then use that instead. Just don't expect your vet to get involved with any recommendation about this or discuss this with you. And this is not a conspiracy. This is because your vet's hands are tied when it comes to what they can prescribe. And the pharmaceutical industry actually has some downright dirty tricks up their sleeve, which you really need to know about. And you can find out in this video linked on screen. So tap on that to uncover the truth about pet meds and the pharmacy industry. I'll see you there. But until then, I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex. This is about pet health. It is vet